It's your girl, Queen of Coco, back in these social media streets, child, watching or ready to discuss Baddies Africa. I guess this is the latest or newest episode, child, and I am watching it real time. So I haven't watched it twice. Normally, if I watch it a couple of times, I catch things that I did not see before. And I have sometimes a different take, but this is just my initial reactions. You know, I hate to see Baddies Africa kind of start out like this, although it's in line with the brand, all of the, fisticuffs and things that's going on. That's in line with the brand. However, with it being Africa and with the promo that we saw, with, it kind of giving that coming to America feel, not that Africa is coming to America, but, that's one of the transcending movies, well, I guess for my age group. Let me not speak for everybody else, child. But it's a movie of our time. So I kind of get the play. I got the play on the movie or the homage that they were trying to do with the African dress and everything. I just think that should have took place in actual Africa rather than in Atlanta. So Baddies Africa, it gets started in Atlanta. And basically, we see this episode continuing the confrontation between Natalie and Ahna Mac. Child, this is a lot to kind of unpack. And I really don't want to make this too long as we're reviewing the whole episode. But on one hand, I'm kind of torn. On one hand, it's like, if you listen to Messy Maya, which I really like her, I kind of follow her channel, and I agree with a lot of her views. Natalie, by the type of friendships that she cultivated, even with being the boss, it can be said or argued that she kind of got herself in this position because the OGs was thinking that they are all friends, so they're not separating her being the boss and the executive producer of the show from her being their friends. The line has been blurred. So I do get what Ahna Mac is feeling when she's like, how did you kind of flip-flop over to the new girls? And then you kind of didn't have our back. But then on the other hand, I'm not in line with the boss being treated in this fashion no matter what she did, because at the end of the day, but then again, there's speculation. I'll get to that again. Let me finish my thought. At the end of the day, they all got their check through Natalie. Me personally, that's why I'm not into I learned a long time ago, it's not necessarily where you're just friends with employees, but at the same time, it's never a good thing management wise. But at the same time, this is a different group dynamic, and though it is entertainment, and I don't have no idea who Natalie is, but I surmise that Natalie is bringing on girls that she felt that she could trust initially, and that she was real cool with, because she was real cool with Scotty and all of them. But it seemed like those dynamics has changed as those different girls, besides Ahna, who said they're saying that she was already friends with Lemmy prior to Natalie. So I don't know how that dynamic goes, but that may change some things. But we do see, child, after this, that Ahna Mac is not on Africa, and you really just can't whoop the boss like that. But at the same time, like kind of Messy Maya points out, the boss can't be running up on the employees. It's either is or it ain't. It's, yes, I could cause all the mess that I want to cause because this is my show. This is the brand at that. And this is what I'm known for. And this is what I have created, which I think that's not being understood. And I'm not obligated to protect you. And in Natalie's defense and what the audience was seeing, we were seeing like OGs like Biggie, who was in a timeout, who was saying, I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that, which unless the brand overall is changing, that's not in line with the Baddies brand. Not saying I agree that fighting is not what just makes a baddie. I don't fight. But at the same time, if you signed up for a brand, this has been the brand, the arguments, everything like that, that's the social dynamic of the show. You then can't put yourself on a pedestal like you are Natalie and say, I'm not giving you any camera time. I don't do this. I don't do that. when that's not what the public is watching for. So I get it from both sides, but ultimately I don't think that the employees / friends should be fighting Natalie, but I also don't think Natalie should be putting herself in a position, look like she's now working to get out of that position, but I don't think that she should be putting herself in that position in the first place to be kind of, fighting and running up. I would be like, girl, I have no time for that. I've already paid my dues. If you don't like how I'm running it and what I'm doing, then you simply exit the show or live out your contract. We don't necessarily have to be friends if you don't understand that I am friends, although we do know Natalie is messy. I am friends with you. I wouldn't have gotten you a check if I wasn't your friend, but I have a job to do and a brand to maintain. So some of y'all are going to argue with me about that, but I think if you were the boss and you put money in people's pocket, regardless of what was said and did, the big picture is that she has enriched you. So I get where Ahna Mac is coming from because that's the precedence that Natalie has set. However, I don't necessarily agree that is completely justified. I think people are just getting too comfortable with the inroads that they now have made. Now let's get into this fight, child, with Ahna and Natalie. I see why Anna's not on the show, in that Natalie is feeling some kind of way. Although, personally, if you want to run up and you are agreeing to the fight, if it's a fair one, I don't think that it should affect her employment. Although I don't agree with fighting the boss, but it shouldn't affect her employment because, it's the brand and y'all fight. So if you lose one, you got to take it on the chin. And I guess we could kind of give it to Ahna. But to be honest with you, with all the security intervention, it was really, really hard to tell. Although I expected it, Natalie kind of ran up tired. I don't think she really wanted to do all that. And I really didn't like all the age shaming that Ahna was doing. Because that's not necessarily true. Don't get it twisted. It ain't always that you run up on someone older than you and that you will be able to handle them. And I'm not sure that without security, something would have been different. However, it did look like, if we gonna count the security intervention, that Natalie got the best. I mean, not Natalie. Ahna got the best of Natalie, and that's why she was feeling some kind of way. Then we switch gears. At a certain point, we kind of see Natalie go over there, and I don't know if she's trying to tag some Stunner in, but she gives her a high five after the fight, and I thought that was kind of strange. Like, maybe she was trying to get Stunner to jump in right then, but it didn't really happen. And then Ahna kind of goes off the scene, and then we see Stunner kind of in Stunner fashion saying like, oh, I expected more from her, this and that, whatever. But the thing of it is Ahna was kind of calling both of them out, and I didn't really see, in all fairness, when she was being called out, that Stunner ran out at that time. So, but then Ahna does come back to have her ones with Stunner, and I'm gonna say the first little exchange, which was a little minor exchange, to me it looked like Ahna did get a few licks in, but we really can't judge this fight because security was jumping in so much. I don't know who they was protecting, if they was protecting Ahna or if they were protecting Stunner Girl. On the second round, it looked like Stunner Girl used a little weight on her, and it was kind of hard to tell. Ahna just didn't get whooped, but Stunner didn't get whooped either, although Ahna was saying that she beat her. And then we did see Stunner go in the bathroom to fix her makeup. One thing both of these ladies are good at is proclaiming the win. And that's like a psychological thing. When you proclaim the win, you have people thinking that you really won. But did you really win? I don't know. But it's proclaiming the win. And that's what Ahna was doing. But then what made me think Ahna maybe really got the best of them is when, Stunner was being offered medical. And Stunner kept saying herself that she don't know why she's been offered medical. Like, she lost the fight. So maybe it was some things that we did not see. But Ahna didn't really feel that affected. In far as the Ahna versus Natalie and Stunner Girl, honestly, I'm gonna have to get it to Ahna, just because it looks like security and everybody else that was on the scene was in line, that Ahna got the best of them both. And the fact that she showed up there by herself and was willing to fight both of them. Anyways, I'll holla. Check out the next segment.